Are we in there? Are we? Hopefully. I just had a small come to Jesus moment with my fiance asking why technology hates me. Because it's honestly, there's got to be something going on. This is not just like a thing with this game. OBS effed up. OBS just stopped recording like 5 minutes in and did not give me any notification that it stopped recording. So I was just wonderfully, you know, hyping up this game because I love it. I'm just chatting to the moon and back about how much I love this game, you know, for like 30 to 40 minutes. And, yeah, none of that was recorded. Like, I understand it wasn't streaming, but it didn't even record it. So, there's that. I went through all of the character creation. I went over what the heck this screen was. I went over a lot. And that's all just kind of gone. I don't know what Microsoft did with Windows 11, but it feels like it's specifically set up in a way to kind of just mess with me at this point almost. Like, obviously not, but I have not been able to do a single thing on this computer, from editing to uploading videos to making thumbnails to streaming, without something on the computer going wrong and me having to just suddenly look up tech support issues. And not gonna lie, it's kind of disheartening. Anyways, beyond that come to Jesus moment, I have to go back on the entire spiel about why I love this game. Long story short, it's good. It is very sandboxy for an open world action RPG. Excuse me while I make a new world basically real quick. As opposed to doing it on my PC, I'm doing this like recording off my Steam Deck now. Simply to hopefully get rid of some of the issues. Because I'm unsure if OBS effing up is due to this game running on my PC at the same time, or it's just OBS effing up. Because I'm going to be honest, OBS has been fighting me all day, even while trying to do a test recording for this. So it might just be OBS. Anyways, so what's happening right now is we're making 100 squared kilometer world, and it's generating a completely new world. This is unique to us unless you want to use that seed in the top right. All the things that are going up on the left side of the screen, it's the game generating unique dungeons, villages, towns, and cities. And you can see in the bottom right, the population is growing as it populates all these areas. We have already like 800 unique dungeons to our seed that are made randomly and are unique to our seed. Same with 7 towns, 8 cities, 10 villages. Like, it's honestly wonderful. As you can see in the background, there's a lot of silhouettes of NPCs. Those are NPCs in the game, and I'm excited. Why? Because I haven't played this game in like half a year, and I don't recognize a majority of these NPCs. So it should be fun. Now, when I say this game is good, gosh, I did this whole spiel for like 15 to 30 minutes just typing this up, and it's all gone. I don't even have a recording of it. Gosh dang it, man. So this is a Daggerfall style open world RPG mixed with like Dark Souls / Berserk grimdark setting. paired with like open world survival craft and a lot of sandboxy elements. Like this is probably one of, if not the most sandboxy open world RPGs I've seen, paired with it being handled well. Yeah, that freaking world creation's already done, honey. So you know. Yeah, it's way easier on a smaller world. I went over in the earlier stream too. Part of the reason the stream was taking a while to get going, for some reason, for larger worlds, it has a major hiccup when doing the last step in world creation, which as far as I'm aware, are camps. Wait, we only have one hut in this world? Wild. But camps are like little nomadic tribes. Anyways, that seems to be the last thing that's like added when generating a world. Like the first bit is like all this terrain as far as I can tell, and then it starts adding the dungeons, and then villages, towns, cities, huts. And around the 90% mark of almost being done, it starts generating camps, which I'm assuming for some reason it needs to go over the entire world again and find places to put them. And the larger map you do, the more of an issue that is, it seems. It's, when I was creating, like I made the largest sized map, it's like 6 times the size of the one this map is going to be. When I was doing that, it legit froze. And after a while, just suddenly finished. But that while was like 30 minutes of it being frozen and then just deciding like, okay, yeah, I know where all the camps are going to be. So kind of weird. But also that hiccup could simply be because Windows 11. Because gosh, is Windows 11 just messing with me. Anyways, this is our character creations thing. Right here in the menu that I'm in right now, this is a Dark Souls style origin. What do you want to start with? Kind of do whatever. I'm just going to do deprived because that's fine. Right here, this option is your main quest that you're choosing. As you can see, there's only Mysterious Stranger allowed. But the reason you're allowed to choose your main quest is, like I said, when you're generating a world, it is randomized. There are other quests in the game, and they're kind of just made depending on which NPCs you're interacting with, from village NPCs to bandits. You can befriend bandits and join their faction, basically. But they will also give you quests to, like, rob the village folk. It's really interesting. And by robbing the village folk, maybe the villagers start hating you, and maybe they'll start attacking you on sight. There is a full, like, reputation system going on. If you raise some of your skills, like in leadership, by having parties of people you've befriended to the point where they'll follow you into battle, you can eventually start making your own faction and just give various people roles within that faction. It's a lot of fun, but right now we're stuck with only one main quest. Obviously, this is going to be added more and more as the dev works on it, and I have full confidence in that, considering the dev he updates this game, I want to say like once every other week. Like, I want to say twice a month probably is how often he updates this game. I may be wrong, but that's just how it feels to me as someone who does not look at the actual timing of his updates. But he really actively updates this. It's delightful to see. On top of that, he's super active in his Discord and community and interacting with his fans. So that's wonderful. The one main quest we can choose right now is to conquer the titular Devil Spire, which, if you're curious, it is an endgame dungeon. And we'll leave it at that. Honestly, while streaming, I may never touch it because I'm the type of dude in these games to mess around. Now, during the nearly hour-long, what I thought was a stream, and wasn't a stream because OBS just randomly stopped recording, I went over all these races. I haven't played in about 6 months, half a year. And when I played, we only had up to reptilian. We had humans, felines, and reptilians. As you can see, the race options have more than doubled. And these race options are astounding. Genuinely, some of the funnest, coolest ideas in an open world RPG I've seen in a minute. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, because we're going with Goblin simply because of something I'll talk about when we get there. But if you want to know human, default, you know what the heck human is in a fantasy setting. Feline, if you're like a furry or whatever. Why couldn't I say furry? I was stuttering on that. I am not Samuel L. Jackson. I do not have a stutter, motherfucker. Anyways, felines are for furries. You know how it is. Better hand-to-hand, they have claws. Reptilians aren't super liked by people because they're scaly people. And they have their bonuses and weaknesses, so on and so forth. Now, these other ones are fascinating. Genuinely some of the coolest ideas I've seen in any RPG ever. We're going to start with Skinwalker. So Skinwalker is genderless, as you can see. It's both genders. Skinwalkers cannot go out in the day. Skinwalkers probably can't interact with most people because, well, look at them. That is effing horrifying. Skinwalkers can enter the bodies of enemies you've killed and take their form. I'm pretty certain if you want to interact with village NPCs, you need to enter a human body and start interacting with people. And I don't know if the human body stays or if, like, it may, I don't know, start breaking over time, like armor, because this game does have armor, endurance, and all that. You will have to repair your armor and your equipment. It's not really that bad. I know a lot of people don't like that. It's 100%. It's not an issue. Don't worry about it. It's an issue at the start because every RPG, everything's an issue at the start. So I'm curious how this works, but it's not what we're going to be doing this run. I will probably be messing with this kind of character on my own time, just off screen. Why? Because this is such a cool origin thing to do. On the flip side, undead. Undead, they don't have a gender. They're a skeleton. Why? Because those hips don't lie and we don't care. Moving on. They can lose limbs and reattach limbs. They don't need to breathe. They don't need to eat or drink, which this is kind of like an open world survival craft. I don't know if I said that because this is the second time I'm streaming and recording this. Sue me. I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I'm like 2 parts frustrated and 3 parts just wanting to play this game because I love it. And I'm curious why my entirety is only 5 parts, but whatever. I think they're weak to magic, and I don't know how easy it is to interact with a lot of the more civilized NPCs, like the ones in towns and cities and all that. That may be difficult. Probably not impossible, though. Like I said, you can befriend bandits and join a bandit faction. At least I think I said that. It may be the 3rd time I've said that. I don't know. And you would do that by either placating the bandits so they're not immediately attacking you, or sneaking up and talking to them and slowly winning them over, or using various skills that raise your disposition with them. Now, I'm going to assume a skeleton undead needs to do that with basically every NPC. I may be wrong, but that sounds like a lot of fun from a role-playing perspective. On the flip side, fairies are tiny and fly around. They can't do a lot of damage, but hey, you can be a tiny dude. And even in this description, which I'm not okay, there, that's how we do this description in the bottom left. This description kind of goes over all your origins that you're making on the left, and the description on the right goes over the stats and how you how they interact and whether or not they're awesome or not, you know, usual nonsense. Consider the stats on the right kind of basically, I'm gonna say maybe even D&D equivalent, where 10 is like the 1.0, the 0 bonus. This is kind of the default, and if you start going lower than that, you get negative modifiers, and if you go above it, positive modifiers. Let's just look at it like that, because going any deeper into detail is going to make this last too long, and I started this stream late as is. Now, as I was going to say in this description in the bottom left, there's a great deal explaining how these races work and how they kind of fit in the world building. And there's even a description as to why and how fairies can equip armor fine. Like, the dude put a lot of love into the world building in this setting, and I'm so excited for that. Because, like I said, when I first played this last time about half a year ago, he hadn't added as much world building. He's apparently adding a lot of lore books and a lot of other aspects that really go into detail about what's going on in the setting. Because I'm going to say the overall and overarching lore of the world, even though it's like randomly generated when you make a game, is basically the same. Anyways, these are avians. As you can see, they're kind of just hawk people. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. I did a lot of good jokes in a stream that you will never see about this guy. Hollow bones, can't do a lot of physical stuff. Sharp talons, which means when you kick people, it hurts. They can fly and resist just damage from falling because they're bird people. Fun. They can't wear boots or helmets because, well, chicken feet and bird head. That being said, they get bonuses to charisma. Cool. Funky, fresh. Moving on to goblins, short stacks. That's what we're going with. So you get to determine your age, amongst other things. If you're wondering what's specific to goblins to the point where I wanted to play one, let's just go with 30. They apparently can, like, what is it? They can mount smaller types of creatures, which this game has a whole, like, taming skill that I think you can even eventually use on monsters if you get good enough at it. And being able to just, I don't know, ride a tiny, like a pig-sized animal fuels me because I find it funny. So we're going with Goblin, specifically just because of that. Alrighty, let's go with actual character customization. This is going to go a lot quicker because I've already done all of this, like, earlier. I don't think there's any hair color options right now. That's, is what it is. That being said, dun eyes, bring that in a bit, maybe a smidge up, and just mess with that color. I'm gonna be rushing this because I want to actually be able to play this tonight at some point. I've been wanting to play this all day today, and one thing after another just kept coming up. I've been doing a lot of tech support. Like I said, I was having issues with OBS, just in general. Even when I was doing like test streams, amongst other things, I thought it was just fine when I finally started, and apparently I was obscenely wrong. The heartbreak, the pure, genuine heartbreak I'm feeling right now. Oh well. Let's see here. Get nice, kind of darker green. Yeah, I can dig that. All right, so as you can kind of tell, the graphics are PS1 graphics. If you're a graphics whore and that determines whether or not a game is good for you, one, you're wrong, and two, I don't care because I find this game to be one of the funnest I've played in nearly a decade. Like, Dread Delusion is probably the best game I've played in a decade. But at the end of the day, Dread Delusion's gameplay is like a 5 out of 10. It is enough of a medium to get across the story and world building in Dread Delusion. And since Dread Delusion is written so well, it moves that like 5 out of 10 gameplay into nearly a 10 out of 10 for me, based on just how amazing that game is written and handled in every aspect beyond the gameplay, from sound design to art direction, amongst other things. That being said, I've still yet to be able to recommend it to anyone because everyone just instantly freaking hand waves it the second they see the graphics. Yeah. On the flip side, when I played this game about half a year ago, this game was like a 9 out of 10 gameplay wise for me. But as an early access title, the dev hadn't even added any of the lore yet. Like, just, there was nothing super world building wise besides the fact that it was obviously a sequel to his first game. Oh yeah, this is a sequel, by the way. Spire Falls is number 2 by this dev. The first one is like I need to play it streaming at some point, but it's a roguelike in the vein of, I'm going to say, kind of like a Dark Souls / Kingsfield. He has one graphic still, but you're kind of just trying to conquer this one dungeon, the Devil Spire, you know, the titular awesome giant tower that we'll see here in a second. And, you know, just get to the top of that spire and conquer it. This game takes place after that's happened. So, yeah, he went from a single dungeon roguelike experience to one of the funnest open world games I've ever played from a pure control standpoint. Like, this game, since it's in the vein of Elder Scrolls, specifically Daggerfall, that's why it's called Devil Spire Falls, is so much more fun to control than any Elder Scrolls I've played. And I've played a super hyper modded version of frickin' Skyrim with like double jumping and everything. The acrobatics and athletics in this game, because it does have those as skills that you raise by using them, are just so fun to use and interact with in various ways that this is one of those games that's just genuinely fun to control. And that's just movement. When you get into the fact of the various in-depth like spells this game has, from, you know, being able to repair all your armor and stuff by doing an AoE repair spell, to conjuring food, to, you know, classic firebolt stuff, you know, just kind of some basic stuff you'd see in a survival game, to transforming NPCs into other types of NPCs. Like, I know around the time I was first playing it, people were really like chuffed by the fact that you could get a skeleton transformation spell, turn an NPC into a skeleton, and take their bones, which is a skeleton drop, and use those bones on your farm, because farming is a skill, and grow food to eat so you could cannibalize them that way, which is just hilarious. And then my bit of input into that wonderful discussion was, well, there's also a spell to turn people into horses, and horses drop meat. But beyond that, you can also get a spell to turn yourself into a horse. So you can eat a person you turned into a horse as a person turned into a horse. And I just think it's neat that this game lets you become cannibalism squared. All right, let's pop on in. Oh gosh, I've been trying to play this all day, and it's mainly my computer that's being messed up. I updated my graphics card drivers. I got in a weird tech support like chat with the people who, it's just see here. There we go. Oh goodness. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's taking a second to load in. Oh, and yeah, we're good. Alrighty. So on the flip side, I do not remember any of my freaking controls. It's apparently block. Love it. Hold D-pad down to sheath. Awesome. We got crouch, which, you know, goblins are awesome at. Yeah. Okay, cool. Party menu. Awesome. So area might look barren. Got jumping. Apparently freaking something I'm hitting is switching into third person. It looks pretty barren right now. That's fair. We just kind of randomly dropped into this world as a whole, and we don't have much of a direction. Oh yeah, by the way, that giant black line all the way in the top, that is the Devil Spire. That is just there. You can basically see that from anywhere on the effing map. Okay, yeah. That menu is working correctly now. Awesome. Let's see here, spell button and attack button. Get it? Got it, good. So, beyond that, menus. Excuse me a second while I try to reorient myself. This happens anytime I play a game I haven't played in a while. This is just... what button do what? Kind of nonsense. So, this menu may seem a bit confusing at the start. It's just learning it. As you can see, we have a magic menu amongst other things. I will say one thing, if you do want to be a mage in this, because magic is awesome, you're going to want to really crank your intelligence, because that determines how many spells you can learn. Like, just outright have in your spell book, basically. Whereas wisdom is going to affect how much MP you have, and, you know, apparently charisma. Also, intelligence isn't super bad for any other type of character, because as you can see, it increases how quickly you learn skills. Honestly, every single one of these stats is useful to any type of character in some way, shape, and form. Even a mage might want to put points into strength just so you can carry more stuff, so on and so forth. You get it. You get it. Simple enough. On the flip side, these are our skills. And I love this game's skill system. It should be pretty obvious because it's a Elder Scrolls style game that the more you do a skill, the more it raises. Like acrobatics, we're already like a fifth through our first level of acrobatics just by jumping a bit here and there. Every level up you get in one of these skills gives you a perk. So getting to level 2 acrobatics is going to give me a perk in acrobatics that affects how acrobatics works. All the way up to level 10, I believe. I'm pretty certain all these skills, last time I checked, capped at level 10. Maybe that's different. But we'll see. Or maybe we won't. Maybe I'll get like super into freaking... what is it? The Wayward Realms when that comes out next month in early access, and we'll be doing that. Who knows? Maybe I'll just start playing this at my own time and I don't want to stream it because, I don't know, it makes me happy. We'll figure it out. But as you can kind of see, there's a good deal of skills, and I'm going to be honest, all of these skills are almost useful. Like, beyond maybe specific types of attacking, you almost want to put points in all of these because it's fun to do. And it's fun to see what kind of perks they give. Like, it goes from punching things to being able to do, like, chopping attacks that do more damage against materials like rocks and trees and stuff, to being able to kick enemies across the entire map, basically. Like, I have kicked some enemies in my first playthrough with the kicking skill all the way over the mountain line that I was staring at, and it was so gratifying. Oh, it was so gratifying. Anyways, as you can see, there's a building skill. Like I said, open world survival craft, cooking, all that fun stuff. We'll be dealing with this bit by bit, so on and so forth. It's going to seem slow right at the start because, well, every RPG is slow at the start. Oh, also the, so you can trade with every NPC in this game. As we can kind of see here with our items, cotton seeds, they're basically worthless, cotton worthless, so all this stuff is basically worthless. That's not super surprising, it's random things we just picked off the ground. Makes sense. That being said, every NPC we interact with and want to barter with, it's a pure barter system. If I want to say get the enchanted shirt the NPC's wearing, it's worth a certain amount, and I need to barter with them to give them enough items or currency that equates to that amount. You don't need to constantly carry money with you. Money's worth a lot depending on what type of money it is, because there's different tiers of like copper, silver, gold, whatever. You know how fantasy stuff tends to do that. Anyways, but if I just have like a lot of bread I made, I can just get a lot of materials from NPCs that may be hungry. It's awesome. Genuinely, it's awesome. If we keep going to the right here at the top, we have the build menu. I'm going to assume he's added a lot of stuff, and yeah, it already does look like he's added a lot of things you can make. This is interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah. As you can kind of see, you need a certain build like level to do this. Maybe you'll just make some basic stuff in order to raise that, but you know, it's a freaking survival craft, and maybe you'll make your own little Eden area. It's nice. Yeah, he's added a lot of things. Okay, this is, I can take this. Yeah, he's added a lot. Oh, he's added freaking just floor pieces. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So, journal, quest nonsense. Since we've only done, like, just popping into the world, the only quest we have is the main quest we chose, but we can interact with basically any sentient NPC and maybe get a quest from them that could take us anywhere across the map. On the flip side, as you see on the map right here, the whole little level icon. So when you pop in, we're basically in default tutorial zone, and the further away we get from it, the higher the level. Now, I love that giant compass rose. That's beautiful. As you can kind of see, the level seems to cap around 50, depending if you're far enough away. And there is an edge to the map, because we made a map that's 100 kilometers squared. I don't know how the game currently handles walking off the edge of the map. But when I first was playing it, and I was talking to the dev about it, if you walked off the edge of the map, let's say to the right over here, you ended up all the way over here on the left side of the map. Kinda, sorta. As it was at the time, going off the map and back onto the other side of the map landed you in a weird, bizarro version of the map with very interesting things going on. I was talking to the dev about it when I discovered such, and he mentioned that he wanted that to be kind of like an interesting secret, that if you went off the map, you legit went into an anti-world that was like way more difficult and had other unique things going on in it, but it was legit like a second version of the map you made. He also mentioned that it was very difficult to do, and he wasn't certain if he was going to be able to do it, and he was thinking about scrapping the idea. So if that never happens, say maybe there's an invisible wall at the end of the map, even in whatever version of this game you're playing, 1.0, or maybe you just walk off the map and it's buggy and it's not that, is what it is. Just the dev wanted something really cool, and there's a chance it's not there. Moving the heck on. Ooh, fancy. So let's pull a full Minecraft, punch a tree. And as you can kind of see, my health is going down because who the F punches a tree? But there's a purpose, as there is to most things. And we can get a lot of materials by doing such. Oh, it has a full pickup system. I don't know if this was I don't know if the game let me do this last time. Heck yeah. I love this. Awesome. Anyways, feel free to go full burninate the village nonsense. I keep holding freaking left bumper and I don't know why. Specifically to try and run. I'm trying to remember what would the run button be. Nope, not that. Okay, that's the kick button. Good to know. Love the kick button. Yeah, like, you see that mountain distance? I've kicked things over that mountain from where the heck I was standing with how good kicking gets. Why do I keep defaulting to left bumper? I don't know. Let's just hit a dungeon real quick and then go from there. And honestly, I'm probably going to start setting up that dungeon as a personal base if I can clear it out. Okay. You know what? Let's check the freaking controls real quick, because I am a freaking pleb who likes being told how to do things. Attack, defend, fun, cast, obvious. Run is L2. How have I not tried that one yet? Huh. Okay. Jump is X, but bow. Dodge, hold a crouch. Love it. Awesome. Yeah. Shortcut use is D-pad down and shortcut switch. As you saw at the top of the screen, there is like a 1 through 9 quick bar menu. And unlike Pokemon Pokopia, it is useful. I cannot believe how bad that was. Anyways, I'm wondering if I can remap something real quick. Camera. We're going to switch that to this. And I think that's going to be freaking kosher. I think we're officially good. There's the run. Awesome. Jumpy? Yeah. Okay, we're in there. The levels of speed you can start getting in this game is astounding when you start leveling up the athletics and other things. Ooh. Ooh. So these guys. Let's interact with that for a second. Glow shrooms. Should I even say anything? You know what? I'm not going to. I am not going to say what's going on with glow shrooms. I am 100% just not going to. Now, excuse me for a second while I try to remember how to UI this. But, okay, yeah, I ate it that time. Whoopsie daisy. You can hold those and use them as a torch, for one. And there are other interesting aspects specific to glow shrooms that feel free to find out on your own. But it's a lot of fun. In a horrible, grim, dark way. And I'll leave it at that. Maybe we'll interact with what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, let's see what we got here. Nice little cave. Nice little cave system that I don't know the entrance in. So, as I said, randomly generated everything. PS1 graphics, looks how it is. Ooh, bones, nice. As you can kind of tell... Oh, there's definitely a climb button, and I am not remembering. Oh, wait, I think it's... Is it... While... sneaking? Oh, gosh. It will come back to me in a bit. But there is a climb thing just like Daggerfall. And dungeon crawling will have you climb up walls to get through certain areas, to get various, like, parts of the dungeon. Something I do want to point out, even though this is a bit blocky or whatever as it is, early access, don't sue the guy. Freaking, this game's way too fun to be upset about graphics. How this dungeon looks in the overworld astoundingly, is how the heck the dungeon is on the inside. This large structure of whatever the heck this is, it's a cave system, is legit just what the map is going to be once we enter it. Which, I'm not gonna lie, is genuinely impressive. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's pretty dark in here. Really dark in here, man. Oh, do these things give off heat? Fascinating. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to actually, like, equip one of these real quick. Oh, wait, I didn't even pick one. I picked up a spore. I didn't even get one. My garbage peasantry skill freaking shot me in the foot, man. Now, if I remember right... Oh, gosh, there's an enemy over there. If we raise our sneak skill enough, we are going to be able to start getting, like, Night Eye abilities that are pretty natural and passive. The issue is raising our sneak skill enough. And I am going to pop a manual save because I may just die here. Visibility's down and there's a slime. Time for a good time. Okay. Oh gosh. Combat. Oh, there's no place to stand up. So, as I've kind of said before, combat gets... Honestly, every skill gets more interesting as you keep at it. It's one of those things that's obscenely slow right at the start, and you go from there. Oh, goodness. See here, what was the kick button? That's it? Okay, cool. Kick is something you might want to 100% put points into, because once you do, like I said, you can kick people across the mountain, but it's the perfect freaking skill to get freaking distance between you and other dudes. Oh no, I should have gone to a village first, huh? I was a fool who's played this game a lot and thought I was cool and funky and fresh. A fool. Fool that's about to die. Death. In my bloody corpse. Alright. Let's get back in there. I had a feeling it was going to happen, not going to lie. Until you get a smidgen of skills going, you, Oh, death corrupts me, but you cannot get any weaker. Oh, I forgot this game doesn't really super let you enter a full death state. Forgot about that. Man, there are some cool ideas from Dark Souls style games. That being said, we are pretty beaten up. Have a lot of wounds to lick. So, let's just, you know, eat a couple apples and try to get that health regen going. As you can kind of see, it's an over the time thing. Alrighty, let's see here. What would be the smart thing to do? Oh, is this like a full, like, city? Oh, gosh, dang. Oh, yeah, wow. I don't even think city walls like this were in the game when I played last time. I think we just had, like, small hamlets kind of thing with wooden, Oh, are they even gonna let me in, considering I'm a little gobbo? Yeah, most cities when I played last time, at best had this level of fencing right here to keep monsters out. I have never seen this, and I'm so curious. Genuinely and truly. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. No, I'm just not cool enough. Oh, gosh. Don't worry, I'll make my own freaking city. Blackjack. Ooh, there we go. First level up. So, acrobatics. Level 2, not easy or not hard to do. And let's just hit this button. Nah. I believe there is one button that will let us properly... Oh, okay. Selecting acrobatics will show all the perks for it. And yeah, it is up to 10. Cool. So right now, since we got up to level 2, we fall slower. Freaking level 3, you can supercharge your jump by jumping while crouched. Light jump, less stamina. Fine. Jumping while running covers a great distance. That is the understatement of the century. Jump spells. Awesome. Can't be hit by spells while jumping. Stomp jump. Jumping on enemies, you can go full Mario. If you guys want to do a jump only challenge to kill enemies, I guess that is something you can do in this. Jump recovery. Can jump out of being knocked down. Awesome. Double jump. That's when it really starts getting stupidly fun. And aerial control is when this game gets absurdly fun with its freaking, like, movement mechanics. Because it's full, like, let's say running around like this while jumping. You just have full control. It's beautiful. Alrighty. Let's see here. Are you friendly? Can we be friends? Are you cool, the short stacked goblin girls covered in blood that just sneak up behind you in the middle of the night? You are. Disposition 0. You kind of are. Okay. I'll take it. So as you can kind of see, there's a lot of menus here to go over various things. From restoring health, as you can see, actually services as a whole, this will change depending on the type of NPC, what you can do, from buying things to having them do stuff if they like you, so on and so forth. I think some of the services are like spell crafting and enchanting from like magic NPCs and all that. I'm pretty certain every NPC you can just barter with them to try and get in like items. Like, dude, you got anything decent? Nah. So I mentioned earlier that you could take like an NPC's enchanted clothing they're wearing. That is most likely a perk as you get better at bartering. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be getting jack from this dude, but we can, do you like leaf? I offer you leaf. In comparison for 1 coin. So, bartering as a whole, looking at that bottom, you're seeing that disposition meter. If I were to take these back, because it's like, no, I don't want to give him leaves. Getting a single copper coin from him is going to lower his disposition by 2%. And you don't really want that super low. That disposition is basically how the heck we're doing this whole bartering thing. The more stuff I give him worth higher, I don't know, wealth, freaking worth, whatever you want to call it, the more that's going to go up as they're getting a better deal. Usually you want it to kind of even out so you're not ruining their disposition, or maybe you just want to give them a lot of stuff to cap out that disposition. You can persuade people and get a few freebies from them if you want, so on and so forth. I'm going to be honest, I don't need the copper coin. I'm just showcasing how the heck this stuff works. But let's see, Softwood Log. That's a +3 disposition thing, whereas a copper coin is... So technically they're getting a better deal out of that. But if I were to give, say, let's say 3 logs, and then yeah, about 5 coins for 3 logs, nearly equaling out, and I think we'd both be happy with that. Ultimately, when it comes to coins as a whole, as you can kind of see, you don't need them to barter whatsoever. But as you can kind of see, they don't weigh a lot. And on the flip side, they are worth so much more than nearly anything else that weighs more. So it's just the smart way of bartering is slowly getting more and more coins if you want to do a big purchase, basically. Okay, we're going to get out of that. Asking for information can lead you, say, to an NPC or a village or a certain type of dungeon that maybe you have a quest for, or just various bits of information amongst other things. I can do quests for this dude. Just purely, hey, you need anything done? Oh yeah, I need you to do XYZ. I think every NPC you talk to can just do that. Awesome. Teaching skills. This is another form of bartering. So, this dude is level 2 in bartering, and I'm level 1. He can train me. Every NPC can train you in skills they just have. You go to a high-level NPC that has like level 10 and XYZ skill, they can level you up, I think, up to level 10 if you're cool enough friends with them. On the flip side, as you can kind of see this menu, I don't have any means of bartering with them to raise their disposition. So what does that mean? Basically, disposition as a whole with every NPC is your currency while bartering. So if I maxed out this NPC's disposition and then came to this menu, I could level up. I'm certain freaking it costs more for the higher level skills, but maybe if he was at 100 disposition, I might be able to level up all of these at least once. And that would lower his disposition by, say, maybe 20 per, who knows? Just numbers out there as an example. So yeah, just look at being able to learn skills as kind of like a favor from a friend kind of thing, and every NPC can kind of be your friend. Factions, as you can kind of see at the top, that's their factions. Here's the fascinating bit. So when you make a world, all these factions are kind of made. People of the Plains, Southerners, Commoners, Followers of the Goddess, Farmers Guild, whatever. And as you can see, oh, he's the leader of the Small Triangle family, so this is the patriarch of his family. Interesting. Now, as the game is played longer and longer, more and more factions are going to be destroyed. And the reasoning for that is there is not a single essential NPC in this game. If you wanted to go and wipe out every NPC everywhere, you can. When we're doing that world creation, I think like, gosh, was it like 5,000 NPCs in this world? I think it got up to like nearly like 30,000, if not more, in the max sized world. It was absurd, an absurd amount of NPCs. But these NPCs can get attacked by monsters that spawn in the area. Hilariously enough, since you can have basically any enchantment on any armor piece, last time I checked, you can have a piece of enchantment that summons a monster. That being said, I think there's versions of that where the monster is not tamed and doesn't fight for you. So an NPC can be like, say, a blacksmith in town and summon monsters that kind of attack other freaking NPCs. So you can just eventually, as you keep exploring, find ghost towns. And I know this sounds kind of like, oh, that seems really annoying and horrible. I'm going to be honest, it adds to the ambience. This is like a nearing apocalyptic setting. It's not exactly full apocalypse there, but this setting is getting worse as time goes on. People are losing hope. I'm able to barter pretty well with made bread because food is not as plentiful. If I keep going down the peasantry skill line and get a full farm going, I'm really effing set when it comes to just being able to barter for things, really. So on and so forth. Recruit to party will feed into a leadership skill, and they will not like join your party if their disposition is a certain level. And I think they'll eventually leave if their disposition lowers past a certain level. I can't remember exactly. But as you keep having leading people into battle or just leading people, I think maybe you just get EXP for having them in your party over time. Like I said, you can start making your own factions like the ones they're a part of. And those factions can become, say, guilds or even like... Basically, when I was playing this like half a year ago, I was making a town. I don't know if all the pieces were there yet, because the dude, I think, updated all the aspects where you could do that. I want to say after I had already generated a world. But yeah, you could just make your own settlements. If you're upset about all of these NPCs basically living on a timer, they could all die, basically. If you're upset about that, make a fort. Make fortifications to keep enemies out. And frickin' lead them to a safe place. You can be a savior in this setting. That's just a role that you can just decide to start doing. And you can fully lean into it and do that role. On the flip side, I can befriend bandits and become a bandit that just destroys towns and pillages them. Like, even when I'm saying, like, you can make your own village, you see, like, the buildings in the background. If I raise my building skill, I can make those. And I can place them where I want. I can build walls. I can terraform to build elevation. On the flip side, unless we max out the building thing, I didn't see any. They may show up. I can't remember if raising your building skill adds more recipes or not, because some of those recipes were like you need a building skill of 6 or whatever. I can't remember exactly. But Dev, if you're looking at this and you're seeing this and you still haven't added stairs, how dare you? That was one of my first posts in your freaking Discord about how I was like finagling stairs together. And you're like, yeah, I'm adding stairs eventually, man. And it's like, you better, because although I can make amazing stairs out of tables, it's been half a year. Give me some stairs, man. I don't want to spend like 30 minutes to an hour making one staircase. Anyways, let's get into persuasion real quick. So, anyone who's played Oblivion knows that the persuasion skill tree is kind of BS in that game. This is interesting. And honestly, it's not too bad to do. Honestly, I don't think the frickin' persuasion tree in Oblivion's horrible either, but I also don't think the freaking lockpicking in Oblivion is too bad. I think that's a full get good scenario with lockpicking. Anyways. So as we can kind of see, we have various topics into arrows. This looks very weird, but so did the Oblivion persuasion thing, so let me explain it. I'm going weirdly into detail. Am I just a tutorial for other people playing this game? When did I become a tutorial? I like talking about world building and lore. When did I become freaking tutorial NPC? What the F? Anyways. So, as we can see, we're starting on the left with the anger topic. And one of my cats is puking. Well, I guess you guys can't see that. Moving on. If we were to choose the adventure topic in the bottom, that would take us up to trust and add a multiplier to the disposition. If we were to choose the religion, that would take us all the way to the right. Surprise, no multiplier. We choose crime. That would take us down to fear. for a negative multiplier, and politics would get us to sadness, which is a -2 multiplier. This is kind of unique per person, kind of like how in Oblivion, some NPCs like jokes and others don't. But basically, it's pretty obvious. You want to go for the top 3 subject matters as much as you can. Now, on the flip side, you may notice the little numbers in the bottom. Politics, parentheses, 2, and parentheses. That means I can talk about politics twice. So if I choose politics right now, I'd be going to the sadness thing, and I would only be able to say something about politics again. Now, where that comes in. Let's go over here and hit adventure. Why? Because that adds a positive modifier. Now we're over at adventure. And you can see the arrows are a bit different. So for each NPC, what you can interact with and how it kind of moves around this board is a bit unique. That being said, we're out of an adventure move, basically down there. It's like a weird game. I kind of actually love this. It's a weird like logic puzzle to get the best gains. We're going to do magic real quick. Now we're at joy. And if we hit magic again, we could go to trust. But as we saw when we were selected on trust, that was the topic we were on. We can only go from trust to either disgust or joy. And the way to go from trust to joy, which would be a positive modifier, is saying magic again. And we only have one more turn of magic. This sounds really stupidly complex, and it just snaps when you actually do it. If you're playing at home, just try it a few times and it will start making sense almost immediately. Anyways, we're going to say religion to get back to anger, our starting point. Why? Because as I was just hinting at, every one of these points that we're moving to is set in stone for this character. So if you do this well, you can enter into a charisma loop akin to befriending a Qunari in Dragon Age Origins. Which, if you don't know, the Qunari NPC party member or whatever, Sten, I think his name is Sten, in Dragon Age Origins, has a very funny exploit in the camp menu if you talk to him, where you can talk about cookies and the dialogue tree just kind of loops back, so you can keep talking about cookies as long as you don't leave the dialogue tree and just cap out his disposition to you in the first night of talking to him in camp. And basically that's kind of how this works. You want to make a weird loop of figuring out what is the optimal way of talking to them to get more and better modifiers for their disposition. So let's go back to adventure, magic. Let's talk about nature. And then let's go over to religion real quick. There's a really quick 1, 2, 3 or whatever, but we got the disposition with a plus 5% multiplier. Don't worry about that sucking. Everything sucks at the start of these games. We already know this. Now, if we wanted another +1 multiplier, we'd have to say magic, and like I said, we're out of those turns. We can't even go to anger again because we're out of religion topics to talk about. You keep raising the skill, you get better multipliers and more of these turns basically, and it becomes a fun little puzzle. Let's go over to history and actually see how disgust is. And I'm certain you're thinking, why am I going into the negatives? Well, where does disgust point? Let's find out. Disgust points to the 2 multiplier. So a thing that may be smart, depending on how we do this, is if we had more turns, we could go from this up to joy for a +2 times multiplier, then make our way back to this, back up to joy, which would give us a net gain, basically, multiplier wise. Let's discuss crime real quick. Get over here, and I think honestly we're kind of capped out on what we can do with this dude. It's a really unique system of persuading and slowly raising that disposition, and once more it feels complex until you're doing it, and It really isn't. The second it snaps into place in your head, it is just a fun puzzle. It really is. And that's every NPC. They just have a form of this puzzle you can do. Anyways, as you can see, their disposition is up. If it was high enough, we could now learn skills or just get random stuff via bartering, or I think even asking for information kind of costs a bit of disposition. Yeah, as we can see in the bottom, disposition 4%, but he won't answer below negative 25%. Asking, as we can see in the bottom left, is going to cost us 14 disposition. So even though there's a currency, there are copper coins, silver coins, gold coins, platinum coins. The real currency is how much people like you in this nearly post-apocalyptic wasteland. And that may sound stupid and weird, but it is amazing world building when you actually think about it. Because at the end of the effing day, when there are monsters everywhere, and they're just coming out more and more, bandits in the hills, and there's barely any food on the table, whether or not you're getting fed is how well people like you. Let's be effing honest. So it's a weird form of amazing world building. And you can get a lot of information, like who's the leader of a certain faction, where is a certain town if you know of the town, where are the people in this town. If you played Daggerfall, you may kind of realize this is kind of similar to the Daggerfall dialogue trees, which usually were just used to find where certain NPCs were for certain quests, or where certain dungeons or whatever might be, kind of thing. That being said, it's a weirdly in-depth dialogue tree. So yeah, good stuff. I'm certain as the dev adds more, or maybe they already did, there's a lot of lore hidden in here. Because, okay, random tangent. We're just gonna freaking wander and start doing stuff. So, how the dev handles updates and chooses what updates to prioritize, legit is... Oh, do we have wells now? Oh, heck yeah, man. I need an empty bottle. Frick. Feels so weird just starting off. Not used to this anymore. Already dealt with my freaking loser, like, I suck at everything years and stuff. Long time ago, man. I went through high school and I went through the start of this game. I don't need to feel like a loser again. I'm way too cool for this. Anyways, so how the dev handles another cat puking. Yeah. Did she get into something? Oh, she got into wet food. Oh, yeah, and the dry food downstairs is not good for her stomach. That makes sense. Anyways, how the dev handles things like updates and what they're going to update, basically, is kind of like a community vote in the... Hey, we cool, buddy? Oh, you killed something? Are you just eating that thing you killed? If you're ever wondering what this random thing with glowy red bits are on it, that's how the game showcases blood. So yeah, this thing killed a wolf and it's just eating it. Although this is PS1 graphics, you don't see this even in like Skyrim or most open world games of just NPCs interacting and then having the fact that it's eating another NPC or anything. I'm just going to take its stuff because although it's doing an eating animation, I don't think it technically loots anything by doing so, so it's not angry. I'm going to do that. Am I overweight now? Oh no, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. Weight does affect how fast you are, just as a heads up, if I remember right. So, we cool, buddy? Cool? We funky? We fresh? Are you on top of a grass thing for me to possibly... Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. That's my grass now. Yeah. Yeah. Love my little slime buddies. I mean, they're not blue or anything, but neither am I. That's fine. Yeah. Cool. But how the dev handles updates to the game is a bit of a community vote. The dev kind of prioritizes certain, let's say, these 3 possible updates, and the people in the Discord will vote, hey, do we want the update to have bird people in the game? Do we want the update for the new pyramid dungeon? Or do we want the update for the books and lore? And I'm going to be effing honest, a majority of the time from what I've seen, they never choose the lore option, and I'm judging them for it. So I don't know. Oh, is that a level 7? Ooh. That thing will myrtleize me like in one hit. Gosh dang. I should probably start moving a bit closer to lower level zone and all that. Ah, peasantry went up. Awesome. Better gathering. This game's a bit like Rune Factory, where literally everything you do feels like you're making some weird progress in some way, shape, and form. I'm not lying. It's great. Anyways, I don't know if any of the updates that the dev has done since I was just obsessed with this game over the holiday season last year have ever touched on proper lore stuff, or if that stuff has been constantly not voted on. But I know the dev has a lot of lore and various odds and ends they were planning on putting in. People just wanted bird girl titties more. And if I'm remembering right, I'm not even lying when I say that. Graveyard cave where we died. Actually, we got some glow shrooms right now. I've got to remember how to equip things. So, consumables, equipment, store, switch menu. We have this pop up. Now, if I click on this again, I'm going to eat it. It's like a weirdly antiquated menu that I don't dislike. It's that I freaking can't remember it off the top of my head. It's something I knew freaking perfectly after playing for a while, and it's just been too long. I know there is a way to hold... Wait, triangle options. There we go. There we go. Heck yeah, man. So we can add it to our shortcuts and all that. And we're going to do that real quick. Oh, we get 3 bars of shortcuts immediately. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. This freaking, okay, yeah, we can just eat wheat like a freaking goblin because we are a goblin. Heck yeah, we're also going to add that to our shortcut menu. It's super helpful. Also, we're going to equip this. Why? Because it glows. Because that's just super effing helpful. Let's go back to that cave and beat up a freaking level 2 slime, my guys. Slime smashing time, my dudes. So, yeah, I'm unsure what all the updates possibly are, because anytime there was an update, I actually kind of just ignored it, because I wanted it to be a surprise when I was playing the game next about what was new in it, and I'm so excited to see what's new in it. By the way, this is a lot like a tree. If you keep attacking it, you can break it to get material stone. And eventually you just start working on building stuff. And eventually you work on forging stuff. And you work on making spells and stuff, and it gets incremental in how awesome and cool you are. Oh, we've got an icon for how good our freaking torches are in the bottom right. Freaking fancy. Moving up in the world, man. I'm just so happy constantly seeing this game get better and better. Yeah, let's just eat a bit of freaking wheat real quick to try and top up. Get ready to throw down. Mushroom in hand. On guard. Vile slime. My shroom broke. No! I believed in you, shroom. Oy vey. Gotta eat my freaking wheat. Gotta get my Wheaties in, man. Honestly, it may be better to... Oh, frick, yeah, man. Punching went up. It means my damage is slowly going up. You're like such a weenie at this point. Oh, gosh. I can't believe I'm getting horribly half-field evasion. Can't believe I'm getting this, like, destroyed by a random effing slime. It's not that these dudes aren't a constant threat. It's that I'm level, like... It's that they're level frickin'... Okay, there we go. Got out. Couldn't even see where the heck that was. It's that it's level 2. And I'm getting horribly maimed by this thing. Hilarious. I love it. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but you can kind of see that eating food does heal. I think every heal in this game is kind of like an over-the-time sort of deal. Even potions, I think they just do a lot more, which kind of equates to them doing it quicker. So, yeah. It is what it is. Kind of funky, it's kind of fresh, it makes more sense, honestly. I think I'm just gonna take a minute and lick my wounds. Try not to be a loser. Maybe work on my ups. Love my ups. Trying to think. Where are we looking on the map right now, actually? Level 2 area. Is there a level 1 area? That's level 2. Level 3. Oh, that will destroy me. Gosh. Yeah. We can make our way freaking westward and see if that might be a bit simpler. Just in the fact that it may be better lit. And... don't assume how difficult this is how the game's gonna go. Like I said, if I cranked out sneaking, I would never really need a torch again in any of these dungeons. If I'm remembering right, like, being able to see in the dark really helps you to see in the dark. And that's just one of the abilities you can get. Every skill tree offers a really cool, unique experience into... Ooh, Shine Ebony Temple. We got temples now? I'm so curious. And I also should be freaking harvesting the trees. I mean, I ain't no Lorax, but these things tend to have... Apples, yeah, apples are way better than just eating wheat. Okay, let's see here. Let's shortcut that up here. Yeah, man. There we go. 25 HP over time as opposed to, what is that? 12? Oh, so I do want to explain something. You can kind of see how this ridge is and all that. randomly generated stuff's going to do that. On the flip side, you can always grab a shovel. So even as this was obviously kind of placed just on the mountainside to the point where it's got kind of weird terrain things, if that bugs you with however you're kind of set up, like if you're making an area and there's just weird terrain, change it. Terraforming is wonderful. It's a lot of fun to start terraforming. I don't think I've ever encountered any dungeon or building that was legit underground. You can bury things underground, but I don't think I've ever seen something that was generated to naturally be underground. But if it was, you could just dig it out. Don't feel it's like Daggerfall without, you know, Unity, basically. And that some stuff can just be out of bounds. The game's got a pretty decent, like, generation system of making its maps where I don't think that's a... Oh, gosh. A living statue? I've seen the headless mule before, but... Living statue? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, I'm so intimidated. Feels like the first time I've entered a freaking, like, what is it? Ancestral tomb in Morrowind all over again and seeing one of those giant lich skeleton dudes. What are we working with? I'm scared. No space to stand up. Let's pop a save. It doesn't seem... Okay, maybe they're aggressive. Actually, I think the headless mules tend to shoot fireballs when they're aggressive. One of the racial passes for goblins is that monsters will kind of consider you kin, possibly. And I think that's been happening a decent amount. Because as you can kind of see, they see me. An orb stand, what's that do? So curious. But there's a freaking headless mule with fire where its head should be, and a living statue that's turning towards me in a very intimidating manner that, I don't know if I'm cool checking it out, you know? You guys don't move like Doctor... No, you don't. Cool, awesome, funky, fresh. I prefer it that way. I don't need freaking weird, super fast movement the second I look away from you. We're gonna watch Doctor Who. What do we got in here? Ooh. Ooh. So when it comes to dungeon loot, a lot of the time... Actually, I'm going to talk about this for a second. Besides dungeon loot. As you can see, first, weight next to the cotton textiles. That is the entire stack that it's showing the weight. If we were to choose one, it weighs 0.1, but as you can see up there, the 1.6 kilogram weight, that's for the entire stack. Same with the planks. Oh, I think I'm being attacked. Or something's... You guys good? You guys do it? Oh, you're back in your freaking idle movements. Okay. Anyways, when it comes to loot, like everything else, it's kind of randomized, but it's randomized mostly for whatever level area you're in. We picked up what? Softwood planks. Softwood would be the most basic, lowest tier of wood, but higher level zones have higher levels of wood or whatever. Maybe you'd get that. Maybe you'd get better textiles, so you could make better armor. Or maybe you'd get better armor. Or maybe you'd get better spells. As you keep playing the game and are able to explore higher and higher level zones and all that, you're able to get way better gear, amongst other things. Oh gosh, you can see the shadow of the living statue. It is just a woman. But from like dead on. You can't even tell that, really. Just see, like, arms and stuff. I kind of love that. I do. If I were to get up in its face, it would be kind of uncanny valley because it's a carved person. That being said, I hate that they snap to you the second they see you. It's really intimidating. I've killed countless headless mules in my other playthrough, and oh no, man. That statue scares me. Actually, how are we doing on sneak EXP? Let's see here. All the way down. All the way to the S's and stealth. We're almost halfway through. What do we get? So, level 2 stealth skill. Okay, killing enemies no longer makes a sound. Sounds of battle won't, like, alert others. Okay, yeah, cool. Enemies forget about you quicker, so it's easier to raise your stealth. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Deal twice damage to enemies not in a combat stance. Awesome. Jumping and landing makes no sound. Dash the unaware, but night vision. Oh, gosh. It's level 9. It's so good, though. But it's level 9. We're not doing a freaking, like, Morrowind style. I'm grinding out the skill during, like, this game, you know? Last time I did that in Morrowind, the game crashed, my computer crashed, and I wasn't able to record anything for like months. It was nice meeting you both. It's a lovely home and you're a lovely couple. I'll talk to you later. Oh my effing gosh, we're not doing a friggin' sneak montage again. Not all the way up to level 9, man. I don't have that in me. Oy vey. Actually, I'm curious. What was our kick on top of everything else? Kicking is at 200, and was this the kick? Yeah, that's the kick. Did that raise it? Or do I need to hit things for kicking? No, you need to hit things. It's good to know. That being said, are the things I need to hit, does it have to be people? Look at that amazing boost just from crouch jumping at level 3. I love this game's acrobatics so much. It is such a substantial boost. This game has the full expectation that you're going to get higher and higher all the time. Like, you know how when you go underwater in most games, there's like a breath meter. Because, you know, breathing in water doesn't really work unless you have gills. On the flip side, besides that, this game also has a breath meter if you get too high, because you're like in a low oxygen area. It's freaking fascinating. Okay, let's see here. That didn't seem to actually hit it, so I don't know if that will count. Oh wait, that did. So we can move while kicking. Oh. So on the flip side, where's punching? Was that like hand to hand? Or is it just called like it's punching? All right. What do we learn by punching? Chop, a downward attack, less impact. Okay, yeah. I can dig it. I can so dig it. So I'm pretty certain nearly every thing you do in this game kind of gives you EXP. I don't think it's just killing enemies. I think you can get EXP by crafting things or even kicking trees possibly. But if for whatever reason you want to raise your combat abilities, but you're not good at combat, going to town apparently on a tree full Minecraft sociopath style apparently works. What are we looking at kicking wise now? Kind of love that. I genuinely do. I love that technically this game, you can use training dummies. And now we can move while kicking. Congrats, kicking is leagues better now. Why? Because like I said, kicking, as you keep leveling it up, becomes your gap opener as opposed to gap closer. If there's a really aggressive melee enemy, you can start kicking them out of your way so you can get a bit more breathing room to maybe cast a spell or charge up a super attack. On the flip side, as you may have read, I didn't point it out, with our hand-to-hand, which we've already leveled up once, we have a forward power attack that does something different. This is something that was in Morrowind and Oblivion, and I'm gonna be honest, I'd never really put points into a majority of the stuff in Skyrim skill tree for melee weapons. The skill tree for the melee weapons kind of sucked, especially things like increased crit rate and all that. It's so stupid. But in Morrowind, what direction you hold when attacking it determines how you would attack. And this game kind of follows through with that, with the Oblivion philosophy of what direction you're holding when power attacking determines what kind of power attack. And it feels weirdly more natural than Oblivion, and I don't know why. Genuinely, I don't know why. Something about it just feels weirdly more natural and correct. Whereas the moving power, oh gosh, a bunch of logs landed on me and that hurt. Hilarious. Whereas the moving power attacks in Oblivion to, say, paralyze an enemy, or basically, we're gonna make our way back to town. Actually, let's just consider that our home base for now. Maybe disarm an enemy with a sideways power attack, so on and so forth. I never use those in almost any of my time playing Oblivion, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think my experience was any worse for never using them. It didn't feel natural to power attack that way, and I think it was probably related to, I'm gonna assume, the speed of attacking. Oh, by the way, so speed when attacking. If this game seems really slow, whether it's how, fast we're moving, you can raise it via agility, or how fast we're swinging, you can raise that via strength, or just, I think maybe even, how fastly you cast spells, you can raise that via dexterity. So as you get more and more levels, basically, you start becoming a freaking speed demon, and it feels amazing. It perfectly just feeds into that amazing gameplay feel. This game becomes more and more something that's just fun to run through the countryside in. No, I'm not going to make giant fields of wheat, because you can kind of see how the fields of wheat look so far. Maybe they'll change that later. Maybe the dude will add modding support so I can change all the grass into a field of flowers that's ankle high. Gosh, I don't want to imagine how much that would tank the frame rate. Which may sound weird for a game that looks like this, but you need to realize part of the reason the game looks like this is so that it can freaking render all the way out there. You see all the dudes yawning and all that, and all the fact they're talking and doing other stuff. This game renders pretty effing far. You can change that in the options depending on your own preferences, but say the draw distance and all that, and how far away various props like trees, plants, and all that, as well as when characters are loading in. Characters are loading in, both monsters and NPCs. That bar is really small right now, and they are loading in all the way across as far as I can see already. Can you imagine if this was on this is on the Steam Deck, but if I had this on my main PC and just had that capped out, we'd have NPCs so far away that we would never even be able to see them, just going about their life in a way that we don't know unless we run across the countryside, basically. So that's part of the reason where it's like, yeah, maybe don't add like ankle-high flowers. That would destroy everything. It would be hilarious, but it wouldn't be smart. Oh, cool. We got a magic shop right here. Good stuff. We might be able to get some spells or something. We wait till dawn. Ooh. What's up, man? So you are an atheist. Good for you. Commoner. Southerner. People of the Plain. Merchant's Guild. Alright. I don't think this is the magic salesman, but... Alright. So, on the flip side, this dude isn't in his shop, even though we can barter with him, so, yeah, I can't really get anything decent from him. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Oh no, dead horse. Oh wait, it's just knocked out. Can I drag him? No, I'm probably not strong enough. I'm not able to move him. I don't know if the game actually does that or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if this game, when it comes to... Oh, this horse is freaking knocked out too. I'm so curious what happened while I was away, man. Maybe it just like fell off like this ridge repeatedly or something. But I'm going to assume, since this game kind of lets you pick up things and rotate them as well as toss them, how well you can do that, like for horses or bodies or heavier objects, is probably going to be determined by the strength stat, because I'm just going to assume the dev is the type of person that would set it up that way. Okay, let's see here. What kind of place do we have here? Adventurers Guild. We have an Adventurers Guild now? Man, that's lit. Freaking last time I had a world, so many magic shops. I used to have to go to just little witches' huts. Like last time I played, that's definitely someone's house. Do we have an inn around here? What are we looking at with this sign? Red. Oh yeah, tavern. Old lock. Oh, we can lock the doors too now. Awesome. Hey, what's up, naked goblin? What you guys got going on? Of course, it's freaking past closing hours. Oh gosh, man, I need a stool just to freaking sit at a counter. Or even just stand at a counter. What the heck? Hey, what's up, yo? So, not for nothing. Okay, okay. Stable animals. Oh my gosh, they've added so much. Loan money? Wait, I can be a loan shark now? Why are there so many fun ways to play this? Yeah, like, this is awesome. Like, I'm gonna be honest, since the last time I played, there wasn't, as far as I'm aware, a way to get NPCs to gather plants, mine ores, or hunt animals for you. But with all this stuff right here, heck, even still goods, that means you can get a posse of thieves and have them just case villages with you and do that for you. You can make a thieves guild. Like, it's astounding the level of sandboxness going on here, and I love it. I can teach them spells, or is that them teaching me spells? Oh, so curious. So genuinely curious. All right, gosh. I'm trying to think. There's definitely something I can do with the dung, and I'm curious if I can just toss it. I want to toss it so much. Genuinely right now, probably the smartest thing we can do is wait until freaking, I know there's a way to freaking climb this. Can't remember how to climb though. Oh wait, it's yeah, there we go. Figured it out. So crouching, we actually crouch down. Holding this button that lets us crouch, we can enter climbing mode, which, okay, it looks persnickety. What doesn't look persnickety in this, honestly? It looks kind of janky, but honestly, that's because it was a tight space while climbing. We'll climb like the wall real quick for the giant town outside. Oh. Well, I'm not going to freaking steal from this town yet, considering I need to kind of set it up as a home base. Oh, he's afraid of me. No. Thought I was a monster. Gosh dang, that freaking random check. Wait, are you guys just fine with me freaking during the night, but not during the day? Rude. Flying head, what the heck is it? Oh gosh, you could set like houses on fire? Since when did they add all the cool stuff? Oh, what even building was that? We got a flying head just shooting fireballs at it. Rude. Wait, does that mean there's ways to put out fire? Oy vey, what even building is this one? Gosh, is this like a chapel? Anyways, climbing in this game, I think, is pretty similar to how it is in Daggerfall. That being said, just having it mapped to a button, like we just found out, is way, and I mean way better. Yeah, now that we got like kind of a further camera angle, it doesn't look as weird. And as you can see, it's constantly draining my stamina. I think there is a climbing skill. So we're going to... Gosh, there we go. We're off. But Daggerfall's climbing is something I both love and kind of hate, because it's so awesome to have a climbing feature in any kind of game like this. Being able to climb just opens up the realm of a lot more verticality than most games tend to consider when designing things. And Daggerfall, with its dungeon design, has a lot, and I mean a lot of verticality. Like, there are a lot of dungeons that there are entire rooms that if you don't climb into, you're not going to get into. Sometimes you need a levitation spell because there's no way to climb up there. It's like a freaking roof above you with like just a hole right there, and it's like, well, if I have levitation, I can get up there. Ooh, we got to level up from that. Awesome. Or maybe it's set up like, maybe if you raise your acrobatics enough, you can get up there. But, oh, you see this white filter that's kind of happening, like it's a bit brighter? That's part of the racial with being a goblin. I have worse sight during the day. I just can't see too well. I'm basically a mole person. I like the flip side of... Oh, that was a bad idea. Oh, wait, I just freaking leveled up my acrobatics, so it wasn't too bad of an idea. Awesome. But I love the flip side of... Oh, we got a shepherd, a stable hound. They must have really upgraded the whole animal taming thing, because it used to just be horses. And I'm just so looking forward to getting more and more into this game. Anyways, the flip side of having dark vision and then not being able to see well in the light is something D&D doesn't do. But I think it fits. Because I'm a person with blue eyes, and if you don't know, blue eyes tend to have pretty decent low light visibility. It's hilariously enough, your eye color kind of affects how quickly your eyes adjust to darkness, so on and so forth, because the color of your eyes is kind of, I think, determined by, honestly, I can't remember what the heck determines it. Blue eyes, I think, are missing like a part of the eye that most people tend to have. That's why heterochromia is a thing. Like heterochromia, two different colored eyes, it's usually one color tends to be blue because the color, the eye that is blue, is missing, like, let's say just a layer in the eye. I can't remember exactly, don't quote me on anything. So basically, blue eyes are kind of a bit more raw in a sense. So they adjust better to the dark. On the flip side, if I walk outside and it's bright, I am blinded for a moment. So having a creature that has, say, dark vision as a whole, is able to see well in the dark, not seeing well in the light, makes perfect sense. But like I said, freaking not even D&D does that as far as I'm aware. Dark vision is just a buff and there's no negative side effect to it. So yeah, funky, fresh, I love it. Oh yeah, because that girl's basically from the Underdark equivalent, where she's just been underground so long, and when she goes to the surface, she needs to wear like a blindfold, right? Which makes perfect sense. I don't know if you guys heard my fiance. She was talking about the Dark Crystal series, where Deet, yep, Deet's the protag, that's her name. She grows up in an Underdark kind of community, basically a cavern system community. She lives in the caves. Also, if you're wondering why I'm just running around, I'm waiting for time to progress. Oh, someone else is leveled up? Awesome. Freaking love that. Wish I could find that dude and just like slap him on the back and say congrats. Love that. I love that NPCs level up. Anyways, Deet grows up in a cave system, but during the plot line of this like show and through the episodes, she leaves the cave system and goes to the surface. And as she does that, she needs to wear a blindfold. That is a valid thing. I know it's been probably decades, but the Chilean miner incident, I believe it was the Chilean miners, was a major news story for a while when it happened. And basically there was a bit of a cave-in, not to the point where it killed the miners, but it like basically sealed them in the mine. And there was this massive rescue effort, and it worked out. They got out of the mines. It was a wonderful feel-good moment for everyone involved and anyone who kept up on this like story. That being said, when they were being allowed to, leveling up legit gave us increased stats and everything. I thought I would have had to put points in to get like a bonus to my SP or MP. Apparently HP, SP, and MP raises per level akin to Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Daggerfall, and Oblivion's Endurance. So having 10 in whatever stat raises that increased all of our stats by 10. That's interesting. Back onto the story. So when they were being removed from the mine, since they were basically down there for a week, they were in an underground scenario for a week. They had to have coverings over their eyes for a good amount of time afterward. And that is because their eyes had adjusted so much to the cave they were in that if they were brought out into sunlight and any decent lighting hit their eyes, they would have been blinded. Legit, they would have lost their eyesight because their eyes had adjusted for so long to low light scenarios. And that is something you really don't see brought up a lot And the fact that it was in the Dark Crystal TV show showcases the people making that really cared about the world building. It is a step in world building, and Ivy, come on, man. Let me in. I am the size of a child, but I want to freaking learn how to cast a fireball. I want to be a gremlin. Let me in. But it's a step in world building and lore and writing that you usually don't see. It's the equivalent of seeing latrines in a freaking dungeon or whatever, and like a bandit encampment, because nobody really wants to think of where people are pooping while adventuring, basically. It doesn't need to be grotesque or smelly or even having flies around it and gross. It can be simply the buckets in a dungeon in a corner in Skyrim that has an obviously somebody could squat here kind of thing. And that's enough to know, hey, this is the restroom for them. And it showcases the area is a bit more grounded. And that's the kind of world building I truly love. It showcases people care about how everything would work. And it's something that is not common. It's a lot more disheartening that you mentioned the Dark Crystal with that in mind, considering I think the Dark Crystal TV show only got like what, one season? Like just 100% one season of the Dark Crystal TV show, which it was meant to be a prequel for the movies. And if you don't know what the Dark Crystal is, it's like a, I'm going to say 80s, 90s era Jim Henson live action puppet movie, which he had his hand in a lot. Had his hand in. Oh gosh, that rolled off the tongue too naturally. He had his hand in a few movies around that era. Another one a lot of people know about is Labyrinth with David Bowie's Bulge, as well as starring David Bowie. So that movie has a lot of like puppets that are the weirder goblin-y, monstery people, and animatronics for a few of them. Jim Henson helped with all those puppets and animatronics to make them look pretty decent, if I remember right. I think he may have even had a hand in the Neverending Story. Did he? Did Jim Henson work on the Neverending Story? Yeah, maybe talking out of my ass. Maybe even the Dark Crystal wasn't Jim Henson. I don't know. Either way, it was around that era with a lot, and I mean a lot of puppet practical effects for like more monstrous races in movies. And I'm going to be honest, those movies still look good because they're practical effects. Just if you're watching The Labyrinth, please have a heart for the female lead in The Labyrinth. A certain scene did not go well for her, and we're going to leave it at that. But The Dark Crystal is a movie where I don't think there's there's no humans in it whatsoever. It is a high fantasy setting without humans. And since there are no humans, basically every character is like some weird monstery thing that's done with these puppets. And it looks amazing. And it's supposedly a great movie. I've actually never watched it. I know, sue me, right? I never watched The Dark Crystal. I've never watched the entirety of Neverending Story or Labyrinth either. Listen, you know, I have never owned them, and I've only seen them in passing while walking through rooms while someone else was watching it, basically. I had other stuff to do. Nobody's gonna freaking grind all this sneaking and freaking, like, Morrowind and Oblivion otherwise, right? Anyways, since the TV show was meant to be a prequel, obviously it was meant to lead up into the movie, slowly and surely. But it only got one season. So it doesn't reach that yet. But you get all this build up and you realize where it's moving and it's being handled wonderfully. And then They got canceled. And you get a weird case of blue balls. Alrighty. Let's see here. Why does nobody want to let me in? Why do you all hate me? When do the shops open? When will the shops return from the war? Why won't you work at your shop? I'm sorry that I freaking look this way, yo. Trying to be nice. Specifically because, kind of need you guys to help me set up, home base in a way. Alright. There we go. Pop that a bit. Pop over the magic. And, we're gonna call that good. A bit more disposition. Oh, if you're wondering when that stuff refreshes so you can keep chatting with them, I believe it's partially on a timer, like maybe once a day or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's on a timer. It's not like I just freaking persuaded them once and I can never do that mini game with them again because I'm out of turns. That it eventually refreshes. It's fine. Oh wait, there's a freaking like forge right here. Heck yeah. Hecky to the yeah. Go with nature, adventure, history. Not worth it. Okay. Let's see here. Check disposition. I'm out of turns. So once more, I can't remember exactly when this refreshes, but as we saw, it refreshed between talking to the person we just talked to and the one before that. All right, since we're right here, it hasn't refreshed yet, which makes me think you're the first housekeeper where I did the whole tutorial, aren't you? That's probably why this one hasn't. Yeah, you're the level 3 housekeeper person. Yep, okay, that explains that. So furnaces. Yeah, so this is a large portion of our crafting. There are multiple types of crafting tables. And eventually with your building, you can make your own crafting tables. Hilariously enough, as you can see here, we can make our own currency as well. On the flip side, we can turn currency into ingots to make other things. It's a really cool system, actually. Oh, coal. That might be really useful. Actually, they both left. Ooh. Are people finally going about their daily lives, even though a goblin's been here the entire time? You know, I'd feel a bit insulted if this was not my actual everyday. Well, on the flip side, I'm way taller IRL, but I am intimidating to the point where people don't want to talk to me, so, you know, whatever. I'm not even gonna... That's what it is. You'll talk to me, won't you, horse? Yeah, we can be buddies, won't we? Feed. Yeah, so animal taming. Basically, slowly you can raise their disposition, which, as you can see in the bottom, 0 worth of food to raise their disposition up. You keep doing that to the point and you can ride animals and just bring them into battle and so on and so forth. Has its perks, has its uses, just like everything else in this game. I don't think this game has a single like system / gameplay loop that doesn't hold merit in one way or another. It is fascinating how tight everything kind of is in how useful it is, even if it's not useful for you. It's definitely someone else's bread and butter, basically. Okay. Sorry, I didn't... God. Dude. I'm sorry for being a naked freaking green person around you. I do apologize. So, what happened right there is, as you've kind of noticed, the NPCs and village folk are kind of afraid of me, and I'm trying to befriend them. It's not working out great, but I'm trying. Anyways, apparently guards, since they're not pussies like the rest of the villagers, is totally willing to try and kill me. That's good to know. Man, it ain't easy being green. Moving on. So, what the kind of like weird breaking thing that happened right there. Since you can build stuff, you can usually break stuff too. So all these fences or whatever everywhere around us, you do enough damage, they break. The counter that the shopkeeper had, well, that guard didn't really give a crap. There was a small child-sized weird green person running around, so they smashed it to try and get to us. Don't know if that shopkeeper is going to be happy with them afterward, but that's what happened. Oy vey. Oy effing vey. I really need to talk to like every NPC and start persuading them to really start cranking that persuasion minigame and the skill for it. Just to try and freaking not make everyone hate me. Okay. Well, that's a crappy start for this freaking minigame. Okay, let's go to history. Go over to crime. Okay, now we're getting places. Nature. Magic. Religion. Go back to nature and magic. And, I think we're good. Man, at this point, I may just have to start handing people stuff so they don't hate me. I gotta go, like, I just have to go full, like, Story of Seasons NPC slash protag and just give people stuff so that they think I'm cool. Which honestly just feels like a weird tith system before you're allowed to just be a part of the cool kid club. Not gonna lie. What is water used for? As you can kind of see, the menu is kind of not exactly perfectly centered to read some stuff. Yeah, I don't know how much of that is because I'm on the Steam Deck and it's not exactly formatted correctly, and I don't know how much of that is just the dev needs to slightly work on their UI as a whole, but it is what it is. Either way, I gave this dude 31 leaves, and you are just climbing the wall. You good, man? Hey, man, what you doing? What you doing? You just doing you? I mean, I can dig it. You could do you. As long as you're fine with me doing me. Don't worry, buddy. I'll do me in the corner. I won't ruin what you got going on. Yeah. Not gonna ruin any of that. You do you, buddy. Cause I can do me. Cause I can do me. Alright, let's see here. Let's barter with them and give them a bunch of leaves. Wait. I can buy ownership of places? Freaking, they just added freaking like... Okay, no, wait, maybe those are the horses. He's a stable master. I thought this game just added like, I don't know, real estate, which is one of the funner mods for Daggerfall. And I'd be all for it if he freaking dev did. But, no, I'm going to assume those are actually just the names of the two horses in town. And as you can see, one's slightly cheap and one's cheap. I'm going to assume the slightly cheap one is for the higher level horse. And that's me using context clues. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I exactly want to hand off much of anything else. So all the materials I have, like any decent game, they have their uses depending on what the heck you want to use them for. A lot of the more basic grasses nonsense can be used either for cooking or alchemy, basically. But since we don't have any weapons, crafting stations really, and I was waiting for these places to open up to pop in and just look for crafting stations. We haven't had a chance to do any of that. Gee, this is a tavern. Is there a way to cook in here? Maybe. But like the lights were off. Yeah, the lights are off. Yeah, they don't even have like a bonfire to cook here. Okay. So yeah, it's... I don't exactly want to like just toss people a bunch of wheat like that. But simply because I would prefer to make bread before handing it off to them. So on and so forth, yada yada. Let's see. Still doesn't feel like everything's open yet, but seems like it's getting there. I'm curious if I'm curious if my mere presence is stopping them from going about their everyday. Because they just get horribly blasted by the aura of tiny short stack goblin. I want it so badly. Either need to get good enough to freaking like jump up or good enough SP to freaking climb up. Can't even super go into peasantry skills right now considering I don't have a shovel or a hoe, so I can't really super grow my own stuff. Being said, I'm overweight right now, so yeah, I can't even jump because I'm over encumbered. So on the flip side, even though I can't freaking run or jump, I'm pretty certain we are still able to climb while over encumbered. That being said, it doesn't like letting me climb that. Okay, so can't climb that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna drop stuff. It is too much of a hassle. Right now when I'm just needing to get situated and all that. Actually, I may just get rid of all the seeds. That may be smart to do. Here in a bit. On the flip side, I'm gonna eat one of those. Eat both of this. And just drop and drop all. There we go. Yeah. Usually I would not be hanging out around this freaking little village, but considering the dungeons that spawned in the area, it's not exactly easy to get fully set up around here. So we're going to just kind of mooch off these dudes probably for a second. Probably for a hot effing second. Yeah. Why don't I just give you a metric F ton of seeds? Well, actually, because I want to freaking go to a shop, that's why. What's in this one? I never even freaking tried to go in this one yet. Excuse me while I just have wonder and joy while exploring and... Altar. Increase, or after materials. Oh, I think this is, yeah, it's an enchanting altar. It's an orb stand. Oh, this is a create spells. Oh, okay. So, considering I don't know any spells, I don't think I can make anything. But yeah, it's fine. This is obviously the church. Cute. It's really cute. I love what this dude does with these, like, basic looking assets. It's not me calling the assets crap by saying they look basic. It's PS1 graphics. He's handling them wonderfully. Oh yeah. I can do jump spells. Now, if only I knew some spells. Actually, we've leveled up twice now, and I haven't put any points in. But yeah, every time we level up, we get points. What you determine to put them in, up to you. Honestly, I think I'm gonna need some strength. Because I'm already at my freaking carry limit. And I don't even have any gear. I don't have anything to wear. And I'm already at my freaking limit. On the flip side, I love agility. But wait. Let's see here. So, this is something that's nice. You see, I put a point into vitality, which affects my max HP, which I've been getting 10 per level. I also get max HP by putting a point in. It seems that leveling up is going to guarantee a 10 for MP, HP, and stamina. But putting more points in is also going to add more and more and more. Considering I get body resistance by putting points into vitality, I think that low-key means if I just cranked vitality, I may have a better armor than a lot of people just by having that high. That's funny. Let's see here. Wind up speed is nice. Charisma might need to be a thing. I've let's focus on strength for right now and probably wisdom a bit here and there. I think every level up I'm going to do 1 point in strength just to actually be able to carry things to and fro, and then 1 point in something else. And I think at the start I should be probably focusing on slightly raising my charisma. Gosh dang, do I love running though. Okay, 1 into running. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this one is lit. Is there any... There's nothing to cook. Ay vey, man. So, shops, houses, what have you, what's in them is kind of randomized a little bit. Not so much that it's like astounding to look in each and every one. It's more so just sometimes whether or not they have certain crafting stations comparative to other ones. Hey, man. Ah, feline shopkeeper. Cool. What do you got going on? Lap sandals. coins, great swords. Water would be really useful. Can't believe I'm going to a weapon shop just to get water. None of the taverns are open, man. Rude. Sure. Let's keep going. Try to get some coins and just offload stuff that's a smidge too heavy and all that to try and make up for it. I don't think I'm going to be crafting anything anytime soon with planks. At least not right away, so and with that, let's try to get some coins. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. And, I don't need shoes. I don't need sandals, technically. But, I wouldn't mind one. Oh, we got an enchanted axe, too. So, it's been a lot of updates since I last played. I've mentioned that multiple times. But when I played, bandit-type enemies were not really super rare. And as you may know, people tend to wear clothes and use tools. So I really was not starving for equipment as a whole. So I'm going to hold off a bit on basically, there we go. It's got a sharpening stone, cool. Getting some of these pieces of equipment. I think you can use this grindstone to repair stuff. Or is it upgrade? Okay. Cool. But I'm going to hold off on buying equipment. At least for now. We'll see as we explore a bit more, maybe in other streams, because I realize this has been going on for almost 2.5 hours right now for this stream. And then you need to consider the fact that this stream didn't properly work before. So I had an entire, like, almost hour-long stream that just didn't get recorded. So technically I've been talking for like 3+ hours non-stop. And my throat hurts. It's been a while since I've done this level of frickin' this one's still locked. Rude. So there's a solid chance maybe some of these NPCs are either in a place where they cannot make their way back to their shops, or B, dead. So yeah, that's always, there's a possibility. Alrighty, let's go all in on getting your coinage. This coinage is almost always useful. I wanted to, you know, just start crafting some stuff, like specifically cooking and all that, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to be coming across really any means of doing that. Arguably, I could be making some, what is it? I could be making some, maybe armor and weapons, because that one NPC's house had a forge in it. On the flip side, there's a different crafting table that will let you refine logs into lumber, like we just traded. And I wanted to do that because, hey, Pretty certain that tends to increase how much it's worth. Actually, maybe not. As you can see, the log is worth above average right now, and the plank is worth less. I think there is a slight system of, what is it, supply and demand happening constantly, where the less common an item is for the NPCs right now, the more it's going to be worth. I'm going to take back a lot of these, considering how expensive those logs were. Yeah, we're technically good now. That's nice. So it's kind of worthwhile to actually check what is worth what before fully going through with anything. Like right there. That was a good showcase of that. So you just heading out? So, not for nothing, guys, but is this entire... Got your disposition up to 20. Thought we were chill, my guy. I've, just, people aren't ready for short stacks in this setting, I guess. It's born way too early to be a short stack on TikTok or something. Oh well. I'm gonna look for that one NPC's house that had a actual forge in it. That's I don't know if actually the NPCs will fully kind of be okay with me ever, since I'm a goblin. There might be a way to sway that, but who knows. I would assume disposition 20 would be enough for them not to immediately run away, but guess I was wrong. Let's check out the Adventurers Guild. This is a completely new building, and I've never seen this before. Actually, anyone inside or nah? Oh. Freaking stop trying to run from me, talk to me. You gave me the whole spiel a second ago. Freaking sob. Just walk in. Welcome to Costco, I love you. Ah, monster! God damn it, son of a... Icing unlocked to all one scrolls. What is this? Scroll that will make you cast icing unlocked to all. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, really fascinating spell. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, there are scrolls. Cool, fine, whatever. As you can see, there are blank scrolls. So you can enchant scrolls with your own spells and sell them for more money. That's just a cool system right there. As you can kind of see, you can put weird stuff on scrolls. So what this spell is for the scroll is it does an AoE ice attack as well as an AoE unlock spell at the same time. And it's the kind of stupid shenanigans I would totally just see in any like Morrowind or Oblivion back when they let you make spells and it was fun. Meanwhile, this is a grimoire right here that we're selected on. This will teach us a spell. So we can always use this if we have the mana to. Destroy Orbit 1. On hit, 20 damage for 1 second. The projectile that orbits. So as you can kind of see between these two things, their title really describes what they are. Icing, ice spell, unlock spell to all AoE. Destroy, damage spell, orbits around you. 1 basic level. And this also has all 1 basic level. So yeah. Hmm. Oh, a hoe would be nice. Got like a shovel or something? A torch? Can't believe I need to buy one. Gosh dang it, man. We're, as far as I'm aware, we're not really near water. So I don't think rod is super useful, but they don't weigh a lot. I may as well grab one. It's a super cheap spell. Let's grab it real quick and let's see if we can actually get enough disposition back for this to be a valid purchase, yo. Let me be an Animal Crossing like player real quick and just toss you various things I picked up off the ground. Yeah. When it comes to coins, usually, not always, but usually I want to say copper coins will give a disposition of, I can't remember the exact numbers, but let's say 1. And silver coins can give a disposition of, once more, can't remember the exact, but let's say 5. They're usually a very easy to determine. This is a really quick way of getting the disposition into the amount you want, basically. Let's see here, we're basically out of all this stuff. Oh, I don't really care about this. This is what's a healing herb if we could make potions? Tough meat. I feel like this is a new item. Riddled with parasites. How lovely. Give a good bit of wheat. We kind of want this dude to be kind of nice to us. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe people can actually start liking us if we join the Adventurers Guild. Just maybe. Okay, let's call it good with this. Yeah. And let's chat a bit. Magic. Crime. Nature. Do that one more time. On over, and then do religion. Yeah, there we go. Raise that up a bit more, and let's see. How do you become a superior atheist? What does that mean? Oh, he's part of the humanity faction as a human. I never would have guessed. Let's try to do a quest real quick. Why don't you join our guild first? Sure, it'll be worth it. So, although that may seem like spelling errors, 9 to 1, this dude is just not eloquent. It's a freaking random peasant that was forced to be a... Okay. Okay, check factions. Adventurers. I'm part of the Goblin faction. Oh. I freaking forgot. Like, yeah. Oh. So, as you can see with the various factions or whatever, to join any, we need 50% disposition. Just like everything else, that's just the currency, actual people liking you. And I'm not surprised I can walk into an Adventurers Guild and people not allow me. I'm shorter than the counter. I'm talking to this dude. I don't look like I'd make a good adventurer, to be honest. But what I just got excited about was I just realized we'll come back here. We're gonna go grab a bunch of stuff to basically bribe the dude to let us be an adventurer. Gonna give us like a weird freaking fake pin and say we're an adventurer now. Oh no, man. Love these dudes. Hey, what's up, my guy? The man mushroom. Yeah. I'd say they're pretty chill, but they're not. Anyways, what we're going to experience now that there's multiple races or whatever that I could play as, and if you pick up this game, you can play as, those are going to be NPCs, and if we ever come across another goblin or even in, like a goblin encampment, guess what? They're not going to be D-bags. Why? Because I'm a part of the goblin faction. If I keep befriending them, my status in the goblin faction is going to go up as I just rock being a part of the goblin faction, which means I'm going to be able to go to other goblin encampments and people are going to love me because I'm part of the faction. But anyways, yeah. So I was about to ask a question, like, were you born with the sourpuss? But I know how you guys, like, are born. And I understand the sourpuss. I do like the, like, little swirl right there. Okay, what do you guys think? Should we try it? Should we try to beat the freaking man room? Honey, should I try to beat up this dude? Every freaking monster is aura farming next to me. We're all, like, they don't think I'm a threat to them. Freaking the living statue was, like, aura farming. Intimidatingly. It was really... The aura in that living statue was really... That was a lot. I'm certain if I had a ball gown, I could aura farm like that. You know what? Never mind. We're moving on. So should I freaking punch the man room or not? Punch him. Alright. Yeet. Yeah, how do you like that? Finally, an enemy my size. Oh god, he knows magic. Say get up off your knees, but you don't have any. What you got going on, man? Think I'm gonna let you cast your spells? No, I'm gonna punch you in the back of your possible head. After all, we know you're a mushroom. Finally, took someone out. Actually, I knocked him out. I didn't kill him. So, here's the thing about hand-to-hand. It knocks people out. And you can totally steal stuff from them. That being said, if you want to actually kill people, you gotta keep attacking. So, yeah. Obviously, as you raise your hand-to-hand, it gets easier and easier to knock them out. Freaking Morrowind style. I think it may actually be related to stamina. No, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe I'm just misconstruing it with Morrowind. Okay, so you see the splatter right there? It's getting bloodier. It's getting closer to death, basically. On the flip side, if you chose to be a furry in this game, one of the felines, they cannot knock out people with their hand-to-hand because they have claws. They kill people just outright every time they use hand-to-hand. How does chop work? I freaking want to know how to freaking use karate chops. That sounds awesome. Like, I never got the chance to take karate or any other cool, like, martial arts as a kid because, I don't know, it's not fair if someone my size learned how to punch people, to be honest. Better if I'm a pacifist. Unarmed jumping special attack. Yeah, so... Let's see here. Karate chop. Actually, feels weirdly gratifying. Yeah. And since it's a charge, I'm holding it until I want to release it. Yeah, cool. Anyways, let's... Bad for this dude. He is just knocked the F out, and I can't kill him. There we go. Okay, so as you may have noticed, when he was knocked out, he didn't have loot. But now that when I killed him, he does. And yeah, these dudes, they almost always have a glow shroom on them. They're a man shroom, it makes sense. Just consider when they're knocked out, basically it's the equivalent of being able to rifle their pockets. Whereas, see that? Freaking awesome. Like the chop says, it's better against materials, so I just freaking one-shot that tree. Even though it hurt me a crap ton to do it. But basically knocking people out lets you rifle their pockets or basically do a pickpocket check without issue, I guess you could say. That being said, a man room, I thought they were man shrooms, not man rooms, but a man room, freaking, hey dude, you just man rooming the countryside. Oh, you're a shorter one. Man, I wish I could dance with you, but I don't have a flute. I could craft stuff. I might be able to craft a flute and just start jamming, man. Freaking, have you ever seen a man room jam? Neither have I. I'm so curious. Anyways, considering this dude, oh yeah, the freaking power attacks are starting to knock him back. Love it. Get out of here with your nonsense. It's already happening. The fun is happening already. Just you wait until I can kick you freaking across the map, my guy. I think kick is also like a proper interrupt for power attacks and like spells, by the way. Anyways. Since the man room is just a man mushroom, he doesn't have pockets to rifle through. I can't really steal anything from him usually. Unless for some reason he's got a weird drop on him that he usually wouldn't. Wait, are we still... What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna assume he's running away. For a second I was like, I thought he was still cool with me. No, he realizes he's losing. There we go. Right next to your buddy. Actually, it's kind of rude of me to assume you guys are buddies. Yeah, kick is a proper interrupt. Get out of here with your nonsense. It's backhand too, it's nice. Gives me a second while I eat an apple mid frickin' battle. What can I say? I grew up with freaking Elder Scrolls, my guys. I am so weak. I do feel like a child just randomly tossed into a high fantasy setting. Just full-blown, like, gotta figure out how to survive now. Okay, he's down. I can kind of drag him slowly. Guess I'm strong enough to lift up a mushroom. I'll take it. I'll take that small win. Probably should have power attacked this dude. Don't want to freaking go across the countryside just trying to kill one mushroom guy. I feel like a toddler hits harder than I do, and honestly, that's probably true. I feel like toddlers hit harder than most grown men, to be honest. Someday I will kill you, man room. The day will be probably later today. Oh wait, the sun's setting. I gotta work hard on this. I gotta be quick about it. Otherwise I'm gonna have to eat my words, and words are always kind of weird and stringy and they don't go down real well. I hate eating my words. I freaking hate it. It's the entire reason I don't eat SpaghettiOs. It reminds me all the times I said, ooh, and had to eat my freaking words. Don't even get me started on alphabet soup, man. I learned Iron Fist. What's that equate to? So curious. Iron Fist. An armed attacks against objects and blocks inflict a quarter of the self-damage. That's genuinely useful. I'm partially this bloody simply because I attacked a tree, let's be honest. Now, I'm not saying the mere idea of like a gnome or halfling or goblin or even kobold monk in your D&D campaign is hilarious and you should do it. I'm just saying you should consider it, because a toddler-sized character punching the ever-loving crap out of, I don't know, a dragon or something is always a funny image. I need to do a video about various, like, D&D classes and how to do them. Like, what was it? Just stupid build ideas amongst, like... Ooh, swimming stamina. Nice. What is it? Like, various possible ways to build characters, like how every class can be a himbo in a various way. I need to do videos like that. I find it so hilarious that it is really not hard to make a magic himbo in D&D whatsoever. Like, there are just classes that are spellcasters that are charismatic for their spellcasting things, so they perfectly fit himbo. So, oy vey. Someday I'll kill this man room. Don't worry, buddy. What do you think he's dreaming about right now? Don't worry, buddy. It's gonna take a while, but I'll tell you about the rabbits. Don't worry about it. Just give me a minute. Taking a minute. Alright, why is it taking so long? I thought I knew this story really well. I'm sorry it's taking forever to tell you about the rabbits. Gosh. Oy vey, my guy. Give me a breather. Okay, back to the rabbits. Here we go. You don't have to worry about frickin' any more random ladies hitting on you because you're a tall, dark, and handsome guy that doesn't understand. We're just gonna talk about the rabbits down by the... Oh, we're nowhere near a lake, actually. Huh. Whatever, George. We'll get this over with. We'll get this over with slow and steady. How much damage do you think I actually do? Oh my gosh. So pathetic. So, as a heads up, part of the reason I'm doing such bad hand-to-hand damage is the fact I'm a goblin. It is the fact that I'm short. Like, each race has bonuses and negatives, and humans are the most Nilla of all Nillaness, basically. They are the Nilla wafers of this game, and dang near any fantasy game where you can play as one. I just cannot resist the allure of possibly being able to tame some sort of very small monster, maybe even a man room, and ride them into battle. Like, the mere prospect of that is fueling me. So I have to be a goblin. Why won't you die, George? Gosh dang it, my guy. I am either doing like 1 HP of damage every freaking swing, or George just has hundreds more HP than I ever will at this point. Go down. There. I had to get way quicker at telling freaking people about the rabbits at this rate, man. Oy vey. Been so long since I read that book. Can't remember the story properly or something, I don't know. Gosh. Why am I even out here? What is I doing? So effing sidetracked. Chop. There we go. Oh yeah, I was trying to bribe people in town. That's what was happening. Alrighty, let's go do that. See if we can join the Adventurer Guild now that I know that's how the heck that works, and I don't know, maybe become cool or something. Monkey, fresh. Let's see here. Barter items. So you'll never believe what I've got. I've got a bunch of wood. It's expensive. You want some? Why is wood so expensive in town? Okay, like, I get you want some, but I don't know if I'm gonna give you that much, my guy. Like, I was expecting to get you up there. I wasn't expecting you to cap out the second I gave it to you. Okay, there we go. So, actions. Can I join the Adventurer Guild? Only superiors can recruit. Ah! Damn you! Should have read that earlier. This guy can't even get me into the Adventurer Guild. He's just a regular member. Oh my effing gosh. Why do they have a dude like at the sign-up desk that can't let you join? Freaking rude. Why do they have a weird counter here dividing their like living space? Probably because it was a better member and they're not here right now. Oh no. Oh no. That being said, he's not afraid of me anymore. Okay. There might be another NPC in town. Okay, yeah, this dude's actually the manager of the Adventurer Guild. He was just running away. So if we befriend him, we should be able to join the Adventurer Guild, which might, just effing might, get us in the freaking good books of a lot more people. I'm gonna take one of those away. That one's mine. I took way more away than I was expecting. Well then. Also, I just realized I never learned my spell, and that would have made killing those NPCs way... Oh, freaking Christ, dude. So, wait a second. What I'm looking at right now is, as we can see, softwood logs are above average when it comes to disposition bartering right now. When I gave him, I want to say 10 or so, we got up to like that. But as you can see, now that he has some, they've lowered in value. So I'm thinking we just pop like 18? Yeah, that'll do. But that's partially how the whole bartering thing works. The more they have, the less they kind of consider them worth anything. Which makes sense. Makes sense and all that. Okay, we can... It's an honor to join you in anything. I love this, man. Oh, I can join the township. That's nice. I'll just join the Adventurers Guild right now. The type of job, there's 204, there's only 200 members of this thing right now? Importance to disposition, 75%. Spread of reputation. Okay, so as we can kind of see, oh, I don't think it's going to let me scroll with that. So heads up, controller wise, it's not letting me scroll that middle thing usually when it would in this scenario. That may just be an issue with the UI for the controller, and that'll probably be fixed later. Or maybe I'm just not hitting the right button, who knows. Anyways, as you can see with the faction, it has relationships with other factions. So let's say I join Atheists. Let's look at Atheists real quick. So relationships, it's going to lower my reputation and my ability to interact with people who are followers of the goddess, followers of the old faith, followers of the Devil's Spire call, as well as the Church of the Apocalypse, so on, so forth. That being said, when it comes to disposition gains with other atheists, I'm going to get a great boon. It's going to be way easier to just win them over and actually have them like me. So on and so forth. I hold up real quick while trying to use the mouse, like the emulated mouse on this is not working out. Okay, it doesn't seem to outright have any negative relationships, but it seems tied to almost every other guild in probably like a more neutral way. So I don't think there's any bad reason to not join the Adventurers Guild. I'm just amazed at how small the number of members are, which once more, this is a dying world. It's gonna get worse. But we're gonna join because it's gonna give us a means of doing stuff. Let's just, I know this game is super sandboxy and you can do so much stuff and all that. Wonderful. That being said, oh, speechcraft. Yes, please. Please teach me speechcraft. Next level unlocks big favors. Doing quest and chatting gives double disposition. Heck yeah, I need that. There we go. Anyways, I know this is a sandbox thing, but starting off as an adventurer is probably a nice enough, easy enough to walk into thing to kind of dip your toes in how this game works. Even though it has so many various things we've figured out we can be doing, like setting houses on fire. That's awesome. Sorry, I have a bit of pyromaniac in me that I never got to like get out as a teenager, and I'm twirling my beard right now because like, oh my god. Anyways, being an adventurer should be a nice way to acclimate, and that's part of the reason it is so common in isekai storytelling, is it's a great way to acclimate to the setting. Maybe if you're playing at home or trying this game, because there is a demo. I don't think I mentioned this at the start. There is a demo of this game if you want to try it. And the demo starts when you get into the world you generate, and you have like a certain amount of time to just have fun with it. It's the entire reason I immediately bought this game after playing it. I realized I loved it after playing the demo immediately. Like I ran into a hut, I killed someone, stole their stuff, and then just started casting spells wildly. It was a lot of fun. But if you're playing this game and trying to figure things out, Adventurer Guild, I'm gonna say it's a safe bet to just 100% learn the game. Anyways, I don't know if you guys noticed in the teach skills thing, his disposition was 90 until I learned a skill. Like I said, learning skills cost things. But on the flip side, apparently joining factions does not cost disposition. So us joining the Adventurers Guild is just because he's confident in us. So yeah, that's awesome. Do some quests. An esteemed individual has asked me to kill the bandit Nue as vengeance for years of humiliation. The target was last spotted in Over You prison. We agreed on a D rank badge as payment. Oh, what's a D rank badge? What's that do? So, pretty simple, but before we agree, I want you to realize something. Bottom left, refusing is going to lower their disposition. Keep that in mind when you're asking for quests. You know, just design this rhyme. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Moving the heck on. We could recruit them to a party, probably with that disposition, but we're not going to. After all, I'm short enough as is, and some of the mushrooms are taller than me. I don't need a dude walking around just lording his height over me. Don't call it a Napoleon complex or anything, because I'm not trying to conquer anything, but yeah, we're just, I'm going to go my way and he can go his. That being said, I should actually go back and talk to him. Why? Well, we just got a quest. Didn't we ask for info on how to freaking solve it? Oh, hold up, my guy. Oh, by the way, I think this is one of those games where if you talk to NPCs with your weapon drawn, that will lower their disposition a bit. Make sure to put your, like, sheath your weapon, put your fist down, maybe put clothes on. That may be part of the issue I'm having right now. Anyways, asking for information. Where is... Gosh, it was, something you... Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Where is seems to be people. Where is the is places. Oh. I like this. So for our quest, we need to go to Over You prison. There's an asterisk there, so we know that's the one we need to go to. So if you want to figure out information for this, yeah. Let's ask. I think it's that way, about 2 kilometers away. So this is a very Daggerfall style answer to your question. When you're trying to do quests in Daggerfall, like find a person in a town or whatever, if you're able to win them over, because you're not playing an Argonian like I am, but what can I say, lizard titties and all that, they will usually say, oh, I think that's like northeast from where we're standing, and it's a good ways away. So you'll know to look northeast and just start making your way over there and kind of checking the various buildings, and maybe one of them's the one to the area you need to go. So on, so forth. Occasionally, while you're doing that, they'll even say like, oh, I'll just mark it on your map, man. Like, yeah, it's right here. And yeah, it's awesome. Ooh. A lot of something going on over there. Oh, we got things flying around. We got things casting spells. Oh gosh, someone's dead. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Jack and choke breath. Oh, it's a merchant. Level 20 merchant. Okay. There's a lot going on right over here. Hold up a second. I'm gonna learn my magic even though I don't have any MP to use it. Let's see. So, we learned the spell, and you may notice we still have the grimoire. Yeah, you can resell it now. That being said, maybe you don't want to. So I mentioned earlier, increasing your intelligence increases the number of spells. As you can see down there, spell memory 2 levels. If we go over to magic, we have a memory 1 out of 2. That is because the spell we learned is a level 1 spell. So we can learn another level 1 spell, or we can forget this and learn a level 2 spell. And that is all the spells we can know right now. As you can see over to the right, there's the known effects thing we can start learning, which will allow us to learn, like, do enchanting and stuff. And enchanting is very interesting. I think you can put any spell effect on any enchantment outright. With how easy it is of me just learning the spell, if I get a bunch of blank scrolls, I can learn the spell. I can enchant those onto the blank scrolls. I can then forget the spell and learn a different one and have a bunch of scrolls of this spell banked for whenever I want it. And as long as I keep this grimoire, I can just keep doing that. I'm pretty certain, yeah, me learning it did not even mess with the durability, which is at the bottom of this bit right here. So I can just keep doing that over and over as a means of kind of just juggling spells, if you say. So yeah, good stuff. On the flip side, I can also probably equip this book and attack people with it and then break it. So keep that in mind. If you just randomly equip random things, stuff breaks. It's been 3 hours. I've technically been streaming for like 4 hours because of that earlier stream. I already mentioned like an hour ago, my throat's hurting. I think we're gonna call it here. It's gotta be nearing midnight. I don't know exactly what time it is. 1:30. Oh, it's 1:30? Gosh dang, man. Where does the time go when you're playing good games? We're gonna call it here. Talk to you guys later. I'm gonna be trying to stream more often if you're catching this either as a VOD or whatever. So, you like this game? Let me know. You want me to watch me play something else? Let me know. I'm probably gonna... So, on the channel, I'm reaching like the end of my queued up Let's Play stuff. I think I'm gonna try and switch a bit more into streaming VODs, and when I finish a video or finish a video game or just anything that's worth doing an essay on, whether it's because I did a challenge video or I finally beat Elemental Gimmick Gear. Yeah, I took a break from grinding that freaking boss fight, and I haven't gotten back to it after taking a break. I need to do that. When I beat a game that's worth doing an essay over, besides just the VOD, I'll probably just write up an essay real quick and do a pretty quick video on it. Maybe for challenge stuff, I'll do a bit more in-depth editing, like I did for the American McGee's Alice. I got a lot of positive from that, and I appreciate that. It's just time consuming. Very, very time consuming. If it wasn't so late and it wasn't such a hassle to get this going, I'd actually have switched over to Guardians of Azima just to slowly start cranking that out. I need to finish that so hard. But legit, every boss fight in that game for me is like an hour long. And it's just a slog. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. It's been fun. Ciao.